Hello everyone! Welcome to our middle grade edition of First Chapter Friday. If you're not sure which book to read next, we have got suggestions for you. My name is Sarah and I'm a librarian at Milwaukee Public Library. You would normally find me working at the Mitchell Street branch, but today I'm joining you from my home. We all miss seeing you in person at the library, and we want to continue to be a resource for you during this time while our buildings are closed. So school has ended and it's officially summer, which means that summer reading is here. So if you haven't already, you can join the Super Reader Squad by going to mpl.org, and you can sign up for the Super Reader Squad and track your reading all summer long. The book that I want to share with you today is called A Good Kind of Trouble by Lisa Moore Ramee. It's set in Los Angeles and it's about 12-year-old Shayla who's in her first year of middle school. Shayla has always been an excellent student, and she wants to keep it that way, while managing middle school issues and friendships. One day, she wears a Black Lives Matter armband to school, and this breaks her uniform code, and she finds herself in a tricky and stressful situation. So one of the reasons I chose this book is because this is an Own Voices book. At Milwaukee Public Library, we choose Own Voices books for you whenever we can, and what that means is that Lisa Moore Ramee is a Black author. Lisa grew up in Los Angeles, and although this book is a work of fiction, she's writing about a world that she knows well. So why don't we go ahead and read the first chapter. A Good Kind of Trouble by Lisa Moore Ramee. And this book is published by Balzer and Bray, an imprint of HarperCollins, and we thank them today for allowing us to read this chapter. For Morgan, more, always, and forever. 1. First slide. I'm allergic to trouble. It makes my hands itch. But today in science, when Mr. Levy started calling out lab partner assignments, I don't even get the lightest tingle. I just sit there, barely breathing, waiting for him to assign me to the perfect partner. He's been promising we'd start science lab since the first day of school, but it's been weeks. Mr. Levy has been teaching science at Emerson Junior High for centuries. He looks like a mad scientist, for real. He has wild, frizzy gray hair and even wears a lab coat every day. He fluffs his hair and adjusts his thick black glasses. I start rubbing my hands against my legs, which isn't a good sign. But I don't pay attention. Any second he will get to my name. Shayla and... Mr. Levy pauses a few seconds, like he is really thinking about it, like he doesn't already have the list in front of him. And Bernard, he says. No. And I mean no. This is the opposite of perfect. I sneak a peek behind me. Bernard sits in the back, slouching low in his seat. Junior high desks weren't made for Bernard. He's not kid-sized. He's grown-up sized and grown-up big. My sister Hannah would say I'm being just like those people who take one look at a black person and think they need to clutch their purse tight or lock their car doors. I have no problem with Bernard being black. Obviously, I'm black too. It's him being huge and mean and scary. Bernard went to the same elementary school as me and my best friends, Isabella and Julia. We're all terrified of him. Everyone I know is terrified of him. Even in kindergarten, he would scowl at everybody, and he'd yell a lot. In second grade, he yelled at me because I got to the Star Wars Lego before he did. He grabbed those stormtroopers right out of my hands. And if you've ever had someone snatch Legos from you, you know how much it hurts. And he didn't say sorry. I told him I needed the stormtroopers. But Bernard looked at me like he wouldn't have minded squashing me right underneath one of his big shoes. Bernard was a bully then, and he's a bully now. Please, oh please, don't let us be doing lab work today. Find your partners, everyone. Mr. Levy claps his hands together. I just bet partnering me with Bernard is some devious experiment. What happens if we mix trouble-hating girl with bully boy? Kaboom, that's what. Shayla, Bernard hollers. He sounds mad. I guess he's not happy that we're partners either. I walk to the back of the room to the lab tables, and my feet feel like they weigh 600 pounds. I got the first slide. Bernard's voice is like a bunch of bowling balls, all being dropped at the same time. The glass in one of his big paws snaps in two. Oh, I say. He could probably snap one of my fingers just like that. Bernard shakes his hand and starts sucking a finger. I'm sure that is a bad idea. Mr. Levy comes over and sets some new slides next to our microscope. He doesn't even ask Bernard if he's okay. Bernard doesn't look okay. He looks angry, which is basically saying he looks like Bernard. Stop messing around, Mr. Levy tells Bernard. I wasn't, Bernard booms. Mr. Levy shakes his head and walks away. After that, Bernard won't even look in the microscope. He shoves the stack of slides at me, like it's my fault he broke the first one. The top slide has a tiny green-brown thing on it, and when I peer through the microscope, I can see it's a bug leg. I think it's from a grasshopper and write some notes about it and try not to study Bernard. I don't know if I should say anything to him. I don't want to make him even more mad. When class is over, he gets up so fast he knocks his desk to its side, and instead of picking it up, he storms out of the room. You bet Mr. Levy frowns real hard at that. I pick up Bernard's desk before leaving class. Maybe since Mr. Levy didn't have to pick it up, no one will get in trouble. But my hands itch anyway. So that's the end of the first chapter. Thank you for listening. So if you enjoyed that book and you want to keep reading it, you can find it at the library as a print book, an ebook, an audiobook in both CD format as well as in Overdrive and Hoopla. If you enjoy reading a print book like this one, you can request a copy for pickup at one of our curbside locations. Our website is mpl.org, and that's where you'll find tons of information, including virtual programs that we have for all ages. For more programs and resources, visit our website. Again, that's mpl.org, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for listening. See you soon.